Did not really had that flash dump. You know, I opened here $750,000 trade, $2,000. Then we get a scam wick down here. Currently, we are at minus 10%. It's a really good entry level. Hundreds of millions of dollars were wiped out in the last couple of days. And now we are really close to a potential bottom. Bottoms are formed when prices are deviating under strong support levels and going back to the upside, creating reversal patterns and giving us new opportunities to make money. I'm going to show you today how this is potentially unfolding today. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Even on a Saturday, I'm here for you. Let's directly get into the charts here. First off, we need to have a look at the Bitcoin monthly returns, because I was curious how Bitcoin overall was performing in a halving year in July. So now if we go back here to 2013, there we had like 9.6%. Sorry, was this a halving year? No, sorry. We have to talk about halving years. So here, 2016, 7.67% minus. The halving was in... No, it was actually in July because I was on holidays. I remember that. That the halving happened while I was on holidays. Then 2020, we had an amazing July, 24% here. And currently, we are at minus 10%. Do I believe that we are closing the month the negative? No, I don't believe that. And I'm going to show you here in a moment some hard evidence why this is here. Most likely, again, another positive month of July for Bitcoin. So make sure that you watch here with me until the end. Now, you also see that 2013 we had a positive month. And overall, July has an average return over the last 11 years of 6.5%, more or less, 4.8. 6.48. Who really cares about the 0.02%? Now, when we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, remember here on the Wallstreet cheat sheet, I told you that I believed bottom was potentially in here in terms of the optimism stage. I was also a little bit skeptical because we did not really had that flash dump that we usually get here. Because look over here, here was a flash dump, and then we came slightly and slowly back to the upside. Now we got this flash dump to the downside because of Mt. Gox, and that is another indication that we most likely are not going lower. Does that mean that we are going immediately back to $60,000 and stay above $60,000? No, it doesn't have to be like that. It could well be that we are staying here a little bit in that range before we are seeing Bitcoin back in the mid $60,000 area. But this also might be coming sooner than you think, even though short-lived. If we are closing here in 1.5 days, so basically on Monday, the current candle and start finally printing a green candle, and that green candle can survive for 3 days, then by next week, Thursday, we have the confirmation based on the Heikinashi candles here on the Wallstreet cheat sheet on the 3-day chart, most likely that the bottom is in. There are some signs that are telling us that this is potentially already the case. So, and for that, I have to go here to the 4-hourly chart where I have multiple indicators on. You find all these indicators in the MDX algo suite. Go in the description below. There is a link where you can also get these indicators. So you can change, as you can see here, the candle colors into a gradient. And it basically tells you when the market is hot and when the market is cold. When the market is cold, then you have here usually price being at a strong support level and reversing back to the upside. So these are the levels where you want to DCA into long positions, but you don't want to do that straight away. You want usually to wait for a buy tag to get confirmation. Now, the buy tag most of the time only happens when we start to get into a lighter blue area. So here it was a little bit prematurely, but here, for example, we just went here in that candle from green to blue, but still kept going to the downside. So also here, careful sometimes. But for that reason, we have stop losses. But here, for example, also almost in that purple candle, we got the buy signal. So what I do to trade with this indicator, just that you see the name here, that is the trend dynamic scalp gradient on MDA. What I usually do is I look for the TP for the short setup, because here sell, TP point down here. That is where I'm entering, usually where I'm entering, because here, look, TP from that short setup, perfect entry. Boom, up to the, then back to the upside. Of course, you're not gonna hit here exactly the wick of the candle, but somewhere here when you see it, you will be able to enter. Of course, you have to watch the chart, you know, so you cannot automate that somehow. Unless you're a developer and know how to write scripts and stuff like that, then of course you can find a way. When you see here TP after a sell signal, that you write an automation script to enter here, you know. So if you're a developer, you can do that. I cannot do that, guys. I cannot do that. I wish I could. So, but back here, so I would enter here somewhere, which I basically did without looking at this gradient, and now we are really close to get a buy signal somewhere here around that area. Once that buy signal is confirmed, we could see price coming back up here to this upward sloping now resistance line. And here it's really, really important to see what's going to happen. Here is also a horizontal level acting as resistance from here, as you can see. And this will give us resistance. The only question is, will the bulls be strong enough to push through this and turn this back into support so that we can go higher? Or will we see a rejection and will come down to create a higher low and form here a W pattern before we reverse back to the upside? So I want you to be prepared for that. That's why I did also not remove yet one of my biggest orders here at $52,000, just in case that we get a scam wick down here to form that W pattern, but the candle body will be somewhere here above that low. So I want you to be aware of that. So, and then I have another indicator on here that helps me to see supply and demand zones. So the demand zones are here in blue, supply is in purple-ish. In terms of the supply zone, we are closer, a little bit closer to the next supply zone at $64,000 than we are to the next demand zone of $49,000. And that green zone where we are currently trading in was also priorly a demand zone. And that's why we got a bounce from here back to the upside. So these indicators are really helpful also to finding bottoms, to finding good entries for your trade setups. Just that you know, to get the gradient in that way, you have to invert that, you know. So I inverted that with the MDX algo. Now, how are my trades looking on WEEX? You know, I opened here a $750,000 trade. I had placed $1 million worth of positions here. But as you see here, my last order at 52,200 did not get filled, but I kind of caught really, really good the bottom here with one order. And now you see here 3 out of 4 positions are nice in a profit here, $13,300 roughly in a profit. That is amazing. And I keep these positions open at least until the $64,000 level, potentially higher if I don't see a massive rejection back into current levels. Because if we get a rejection back into current levels after we were at $64,000, then we might be in trouble. And again, guys, if you were able to take this trade with me, congratulations. There's also a link down below in the description. You still get $20,000 if you want to also come to WEEX. It's an amazing exchange. I'm trying this now for a couple of days. Really nice trading experience so far. And they don't have KYC, guys. No KYC. So go and sign up there with the link below. When I look also what's happening with the ETFs, yesterday, I'm sorry, I had to check the day. I always forget which day it is. Problems of a crypto bro. So yesterday we had massive inflows of 2,500 Bitcoin overall into the ETFs after we had 3 days of negative flows. Yeah, okay, on the 4th of July we didn't get any flows, but prior that 2 days of negative flows. Now finally a day again with positive flows, and that is of course because the price was dumping to the downside, and this is smart money. Smart money was out there buying the dip, which is amazing. Another indication that we are really close to the bottom and that it is potentially time to ape here a little bit is that the miners capitulation is now slightly turning around. Can you see that? Can you see here this small turnaround? Usually when you see that turnaround, look here, here you see also this turnaround, really good in that red area. Once you see that turnaround happening, you know that we are close to the bottom, or that we are already at the bottom. So I would be not surprised if we would get next week a buy tag or a really strong colored green button, point, which would indicate that the miners capitulation is over and prices are now ready to go back to the upside, and that we are reclaiming the 200 daily moving average here at $58,000 approximately. And you should also not forget that the net global liquidity is still rising. So usually when this is rising, everything goes up. And Bitcoin is diverting from it right now. And this diversion is not lasting really long before it's getting correlated again. So another indication that we are potentially at the bottom here. Then in terms of price, what happened here with Bitcoin over the last 24 hours, $140 million worth of short liquidations were here executed. And that was because there were people stupid enough to try to short the bottom from where we actually longed, and everybody had the same opportunity. I gave it to you guys. I told you I'm going long here if we get into these levels 2 days ago, and that's what I did. So these people tried to go against that and got punished for that. Not many longs got liquidated. Yeah, and it is definitely not a good idea to short at these low levels when you had basically already like a 30%, almost a 30% correction from the top. Now, in terms of liquidation levels, also here, I mentioned many times that below us there is not much to gain anymore in terms of pushing prices lower into these levels. It makes more sense that we come up and test the top of the EMA ribbon, which is again in alignment with that horizontal level here that I was just speaking about at $60,000, and in alignment with the 50 daily 4-hourly moving average. So a retest might be here imminent over the next 48 hours. And from there, we're going to reassess the situation and see how Bitcoin is reacting. If we can reclaim the EMA ribbon, start trading above that and starting to liquidate and get into another huge short squeeze, or if we are going to get rejected from there and keep moving sideways for a little bit longer. So in the next 48 hours, we are kind of in the know what's going to happen here. So if you are looking for a Bitcoin trade, you can still enter a Bitcoin trade because we're kind of forming here a small bull flag. So your entry would be at $56,800, and your target, your first one, would be $60,100, $200 approximately. So be here a little bit careful because, like I said, we could get rejected from here and then we come straight back down and you round trip your profits. You don't want to do that. So, but if you want to scalp here really quickly, you can do that with that setup. Then in terms of liquidation heat map, let me actually go to a weekly one. There, what we are seeing right now is that so much liquidity is above us because everybody tried to go short with all kinds of leverage. And you see here now the density. So this will be definitely getting cleaned up. But again, I don't want to rule out that we see here one more quick move to the downside to like $55,000 and then shoot back up to the upside. Again, if we would get a move down here, it would confirm my W pattern that I'm looking at, that kind of scenario. But if we are not getting the move and we are moving straight up to the upside, that's also fine. I think everybody can live with that. Another indication that we are really close to the bottom, or the bottom was already in here, is that we are in this Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. This will be absolutely confirmed to 100% once we are entering, where is it now? Once we are reclaiming the $60,000 level. Again, the horizontal level, you see now why this level has so much importance. And here is the last point of support priorly. that is the point that we need to reclaim. Once we get a daily candle close above that, then we know, okay, down here was the spring, we got our test, we are at the prior last point of support. This is a Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern playing out right now. Now we are out of the worst and we will continue to go back to the upside. Again, this might take a couple of days, but I definitely keep an eye on that for you guys. Another indication that the bottom is potentially in is that I always said the first target, if we break here from $60,000 to the downside, the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci retracement would be $56,231, and that I would place some orders there. And again, guys, on weeks, you see I did exactly that and went big there. We did get, of course, really close to the golden ratio here, the 0.618 to $52,000, but we did not reach it, and instead came here back up to the 0.5 level that is currently giving us support. As long as this remains the case, I expect continuation to the upside to around $64,000, and from there, again, we need to check how things are looking once we are reaching this level. When we are looking at altcoins, also altcoins performing, of course, quite well today. I'm here on the 4-hourly. I want to go to daily. So most of the altcoins have completely reset and are completely oversold. Look at this here. How many altcoins are below 30 on the RSI, which means they're oversold. So also they are bound for a massive short-term reversal back to the upside, because they have given away so much gains over the last couple of weeks. We basically are back to levels that we have seen last in October, November last year. So almost 6 months of, even more. It's 8 months of time we're giving back to the market. And basically, we dialed back, all the way to October. And now we have the chance again to buy at these levels that we have last seen, October, November, which is amazing, guys. And you should take advantage of that. So again, guys, if you want to trade altcoins with me, I'm trading most of my altcoins here on BYBIT. I'm going to open more long positions really, really soon. Also, Ethereum is one of the positions that I have there already. You see here, I had told you that we most likely come into this order block here in Ethereum from $2,700 to $2,870. That is exactly what happened. We stepped in here. So I hope you had some orders down here, because I told you I'm also DCAing orders here, the same what I did with Bitcoin. And now the biggest resistance level above us is, of course, the $3,050 level. Once we are reclaiming that, Ethereum will continue to race to the upside and will retest this downward sloping multi-month resistance line that we have created by the end of May, which is sitting right now at $3,270. That is one of the most crucial levels to break right now for Ethereum. Once we are above that level, it becomes the golden ratio, and from there, most likely the next level would be $4,000. So if you're not in an Ethereum trade right now, the best what you can do is either wait for another dip to that green area here or close to it, a little bit above that. And if we are not getting that, then above $3,050, that is the level where you want to buy. Here on the 12-hourly chart, you see the RSI is also gaining momentum to the upside. So I believe that also here a potential V-shaped recovery for Ethereum might be not out of the question. Then here are some of the altcoins that I'm already trading right now, but it's not for you too late to get into that. One of them is FDM, because look at this here on the daily, the stochastic completely flatlining in oversold territory, the RSI slightly going up, the MACD looks kinda-ish that it wants to turn around already, and you see here that was the capitulation candle yesterday. That's where I got in. I got in around 42 cents after we got that massive wick to the downside. So just after, so I was waiting for that kind of to trace back to the upside, and now we get the pump. The first level will be 45 cents and 5, and then next levels will be 51, 60, where I'm gonna raise my stop loss every time when we hit one of these levels. So once we are here at 45, let it be 46 cents. 46 cents, I'm gonna raise my stop loss to like 40 cents. Then when we hit 45, I'm gonna raise it to if we hit 52 cents, I'm gonna raise it to 56, and then at 60 cents I'm gonna raise it to 52, and then the next target will be immediately for me here 92 and above. Then Solana, here I have a really nice trade setup for you guys already prepared on this daily chart. So here also things are looking really good for Solana overall. RSI pointing strong to the upside, MACD bouncing off the signal line, and also stochastic RSI about to create a buy signal by today. Here the green line is a really good entry level, $137, and I'm targeting $230. You can have a TP in between, and I would set that one here at $174, $176. You still have a good risk to reward ratio of 1 to 3.5 on that smaller trade here, but of course if you go all the way to 230, there you have a 1 to 8 risk to reward ratio. So here, if you want to play it really safe, wait for the break of this downward sloping trend line. This one here, the second one, where the yellow circle is also. That level is around $141. So you would basically miss out on 2% on almost 67% move. So does it really matter? No, you're giving up 2%, so you make 65 instead of 67. So not a lot of profit that you give away to be a little bit more on the safer side if you want to trade it that way. Then also here, near finally showing some strength here, pushing to the upside. RSI showing a small divergence, stochastic at the bottom, MACD about to bounce. Why do I have two RSIs here? I only need one. So here, once we are breaking above $4.62, actually $4.65, there's also a horizontal level here. We should see a rally into $5.25 again, and potentially then higher from there. I have currently a trade open on Margex, also linked down in the description. There you can copy trade me. I actually don't know how big my position is there. I think I'm already up 200% or something, because I caught that down here in that green box. So you see, guys, you only have to buy in these green boxes and you would be already in profits. And I'll show you the next one where I believe that we have hit the bottom. INJ, also here I told you, ladder into that green box. If we get it, you would be up here also nicely already on that trade. Let's say you would have here gotten $17.64. You would be up now almost 12% on that trade, and this will just continue to pump you to the upside. From what I see here with the indicators, they are more or less looking all the same across different assets here right now in crypto. And here the first target is the horizontal level here, once again $22 more or less. And if we break then above that level, the next one will be then the 0.5, $25.83. And after that, the golden ratio, $28. And from there, I think we need to reassess the situation a little bit, that we take a little bit profit, raise our stop losses, and so on, because that would definitely give us some resistance, because this is in alignment with the downward sloping trend line currently. So of course, the more time passes by, the lower the chance that the golden ratio will still be in alignment with the downward sloping trend line, because we will just break at another point. Could be that we break here at the 0.5, could that we here break at $24. We don't know yet. So, but at current levels, this will be a rejection point in my opinion, at least back to like $24, then gain momentum, then continuation to the upside. So you're not too late if you want to enter this. Just wait that we get a move here above, I would say $20. At $20 I would enter. That's another 2%. Or if you're really lucky and we would fall down here like 5% back into the top area of that green box, then I would consider open here position. But for now, it doesn't look like it that we're going to get back there. So yeah, that's how it looks like. Then here, RUNE, another coin that looks actually exactly like Bitcoin currently. That's why I have also RUNE position open, also in a nice profit right now already. Here I see some exhaustion on the stochastic RSI, but the RSI was here heavily oversold, is trading right now to the trending to the upside. MACD about to give a buy signal in the next 27 minutes. And here, the first level that I'm looking at to take profit is $3.87. Again, here, you're technically not too late if you still want to enter this, but you have to be fast, because here $3.42 might be the breakout level. Wait for the breakout. enter then at $3.42 if you get a 50-minute candle close above that level, and then trade it to $3.87, 88, and then I would have a look how prices are reacting here. I would set my stop loss around $3.77 once we're hitting $3.87, and then you can wait and see what's going to happen. So either you get stopped out in nice profit, we are continuing to rally into here that supply zone of $4.33 and potentially even higher than that to the downward sloping resistance line here at $4.50. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want these indicators, MDX Algo in the description below is a link. They're amazing. They're helping a lot right now with your trading. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and bye-bye.